Welcome back. So it has been a little while. Our last episode we released was the alternative music tier list.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of a cool episode, but didn't get a ton of viewers. But I think maybe that's one that might hit later. I don't know. Maybe people might see it later. I've even thought about putting a different thumbnail title on it.
Letting the algorithm do the work.
Yeah. Yeah, let the algorithm, because the algorithm either pick it up or it won't, and for whatever reason that video it didn't, but some of my videos have caught traction and they just straight 90 degree and then they'll kind of level out, get to cruising altitude.
Calling that boy the Voyage.
Yeah, fucking Voyage. What was that one we rode, John? Top Thrill.
Yeah, Top
Thrill. Yeah, top straight 90 degrees, straight 90 degrees down. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, this is our freestyle episode, so we're just going to talk about whatever comes to our minds. So we'll go ahead and talk about this concert, or an anticipated concert we have coming up, and that is the Pussifer.
Pussifer, A Perfect Circle in Primus, so it's 3 Ps.
3 P? Is it the 3 Ps?
Yeah, no, it's like a Santa, and they did a whole promo video where Maynard had to keep saying PPP.
Really?
It was some funny bit he is doing.
How do you think Maynard's gonna hold up doing 2 concerts with 2 different bands?
Well, there was 2 legs last year, and he originally was supposed to be pretty short, and then he extended it because of how much he liked it.
Like doing the 2 bands, yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's gonna be pretty good about doing more shows on the East Coast this year, or East side of the state.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Country.
Well, he's actually from Ohio, so it doesn't make sense to me why he wouldn't come here to the Midwest and do shows here.
I'm excited to see his physical presence on stage, because if Alex remembers, when we saw Clutch last, I was saying, man, Neil's looking tired.
Yeah.
So I wonder how he's gonna look up there.
That's a good point, because it's his it was his 60th birthday last year, and then now it's 61st.
But Maynard is either a purple, I think he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, so he's got that stamina.
Oh yeah,
that stamina.
Dude, he's just one of them guys who can't sit still. Did you watch the documentary about him where he's doing his wine, he's doing jiu-jitsu, he's performing?
Yeah, I think we probably both watched that, 2018.
Right. Okay. Something that stuck out to me he said in that was he was talking about, you might as well do what you want to do. He was because at the end of your life, he's people are going to care immediately when you die. He was for example, I love Chris Cornell, but when's the last time I thought about fucking Chris Cornell? Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you might, in the end, people are going to forget what you've done, so you might as well, do what you want to do.
That's a good point. Honestly, last time, now that you mentioned I heard Chris Cornell, is when I randomly hear Black Hole Sun being played.
Yeah, on the radio or whatever,
That's a big hit.
I'd be listening to some Cornell still, but I know not everybody does,
Yep.
And,
You go for phases, There's phases where I want to listen to a lot of grunge, and Soundgarden's easily probably my favorite
it's
grunge
an easy
band.
listen.
Of the top 4, the big 4 grunge bands, Soundgarden's my favorite.
Yeah.
What'd you think about the Pearl Jam concert?
It's one of those concerts that gets better the more as I reflect on it.
Really?
When I saw it,
You call it, you're eh. Dude, they didn't play any of their classic hits. They did. They played some, but they didn't till later. They didn't even start you off with the classic. They started you off with something only super diehard Pearl Jam fans.
I knew it because it was a B-side to a single for 10, the first album, and then they followed it up with I can't even remember, but they did 3 songs in a row from Vitology. So definitely they're hitting home on the classic stuff, but it's still not the big hits.
Yeah. So, but anyway, it was kind of a cool concert. Have I told you guys the story about what happened to my dad there?
No.
Whoa.
So my dad, he found this dude, and I swear to God, he looked like the drummer of the Chili Peppers. He looked like Chad or Will Ferrell.
I remember looking at him now.
Dude, he looked like Chad because he had the backwards hat, and he kind of looked had that Will Ferrell look.
At a glance, yes, he had that backwards hat, and then the face. It looks like Will Ferrell or Chad.
And yes, and anyway. they were playing like Nothing Man, which like if you're like a like 40, well he was probably 50. If you're like a 50-year-old guy, like I mean you know like Even Flow and you know songs like that,
Yeah.
but they're playing Nothing Man, and he's like, I don't know who the hell told them it was okay to play this shit, but they didn't take this back. And anyway, they were playing it, and he said, his friend was with him. He said, well, this is a pretty big song. You're just not a true fan.
Oh.
And he said, the dude said, fuck Nothing Man. It was pretty funny.
Fuck Nothing.
Now imagine I'm the voice of Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that. That was my favorite of the like intro songs. Like
Nothing
what we're
Man.
like what we're talking about. First 5 songs. Nothing Man was probably like the one I liked hearing.
Yeah.
It was a cool concert, though. I like kind of what Alex is. The more I reflect on it, the more I'm like, it was a pretty good concert, you know.
It was easy to neglect being there in person because there's like 6 songs they play from the new album. They did a cover with the opener that I had never heard of, and then also did a song from their like 2013 album I've never listened to.
Yeah.
So there's like 8 songs out of 24 that I've never heard.
Hell yeah. Dude.
So
It was
it was good. It
dude,
just,
there was over half the songs I didn't know.
I know a little bit of Pearl Jam song-wise, but I've never seen them live.
Yeah.
yeah.
Eddie likes to talk a lot in between songs too.
Oh, I
you know?
appreciate that part.
Yeah, it's kind of like a different. It feels more of like a. I think it's what he's trying to do is like reach out to the audience, give them more of like a personal feel.
Right.
But I like that concert. But anyways, I'm trying to think what else we have going on.
We can start with what we're drinking.
Yeah,
Today we're on the Millers.
champagne beer. Miller High Life, just some
Champagne?
simple stuff. Alex, show me that
Yeah,
other stuff.
basic.
Yeah, what's that other stuff you got?
The other one, I bought this stuff in like bulk because of how good it is, and I'm still drinking off it. But it's
Hell
the
yeah.
War Pigs Cave of Dreams. So it's like their Oktoberfest Marzen.
Can't go wrong with War Pigs.
Hell yeah. Fucking, have you tried any kind of new alcohol or anything lately?
For Christmas, I got a slushy machine. So I learned how to make a frozen.
Margs?
Yeah, I did a frozen strawberry daiquiri yesterday.
You're gonna have to fix this up when we come
Nice.
over to your house, bro. That's
Nice.
crazy.
Honestly, why didn't I bring it today? Like I should have got it set up.
Hey, we'll save it for a nice summer day.
Alex, what'd you think about this here mug? Be careful or you'll end up in my podcast.
It's a Taylor Swift lyric.
I don't know what it is, but Evan gave it to me. And he also gave me the same sign as yours.
Like you have a Swiftie girlfriend. It's a Taylor Swift thing.
Yeah, be careful. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Oh, I know one thing I was going to talk about. Talk about more about like goals this year, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
I really want to learn guitar more by ear or bass because, like, just going back thinking to it, like, if we grew up like when our dads grew up, they did not have this tab.
Mm-hmm.
And even reading tab, I don't know if you've noticed, Alex, maybe you've noticed with the bass, it's not always accurate.
No.
You have to really use your ear. So
Oh.
I checked into like YouTube, and there's this guy, and he was kind of explaining how to do it, but you just got to take like real bite-sized chunks of the song. And it helps if there's like a video behind it too, because if there's a video behind it, you can kind of see what position their
Yeah.
hands are in, you know?
Yeah.
And just kind of go from there, but play it by ear, and even like sing the note, like an E, like E, like it
Yeah.
sounds goofy, but you know,
You
there's
can do it.
there's a different musical intelligence when you sing it and you play it. That's like that ingrains that part into your brain. Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
And you reminded me when you say watching a video behind it, because back in the day, like 2000s, like very nerdy music, but Dream Theater would
Yeah.
release like home DVD releases of
That didn't have the tab.
Oh,
I know
no.
you're talking about
Oh
the
no, it would be either lessons where you like listen to like John Petrucci or Mike Portnoy, or it was a live video that only had the camera on Mike Portnoy or John Petrucci.
Really?
Yeah, so like if a guitarist wanted to learn a John Petrucci part, they could buy this DVD that was just the John Petrucci Petrucci video.
Right. And
That's interesting.
dude, I think all the bands had that though, because I've seen stuff like that of Frusciante explaining like how he plays certain songs, and it like zooms in on his hands. But I think I've told you guys like the Buckethead video when Buckethead's like like doing all that crazy shit. The dude commented on there. He said, "I can do that. Hold my beer. Wait, give it back." So yeah, that's what I mean. Though, like all the old musicians and guys like that would have been like a video tutorial you would have watched, and you would have had to learn by ear and learn how to play that. And the more you train that ear muscle, like people say you need music theory, I guess to an extent, it definitely helps. No, it helps being able to play a song in any key. That's also a different level of music intelligence. But like, if you can hear something and then play it, like you'll learn the song way better than if you just memorize tabs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that this year I want to try to start that and just see how far I get with it. I feel like that'll open doors with it.
Podcast wise, I know soon we're going to be working on all getting our own microphones.
Yeah.
And then this year, shoot, I would even say next 6 months, I'm hoping to get with Alex and even you, Keegan, get our intro track wrote.
Yeah. Or even
Yeah.
jam a little bit or learn some music or something.
Even then, just start jamming in general.
Yeah.
Doing something.
Dude, I think like as far as like music venues go, like man, there's a lot of places that just we could just, if we got our stuff together and figured out our sound and stuff, that we could pull up to and probably play. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe we would need a good singer because I could do backup vocals, but I don't have the best voice.
Yeah. We don't have a singer in this room here.
I mean, I feel like if I really dedicated myself, I could be decent at it, but I just know there's people who that's like kind of their bread and butter, so
Yeah.
might have to throw out a Craigslist ad or something. Have tryouts. Metallica tryout.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Turn down the microphone volume.
Right.
Has to
Dude,
be lower than the instruments.
the Metallica tryout, they got what's his name, Rob Trujillo,
Yeah.
and they got all these. They had the bassist of Caius, and they had like a bunch of other people, and they're like, if Cliff Burton was in this room right now, I don't even know if he'd make it. It's like shit.
Damn.
But yeah, man, have you ever heard the tracks of Jason Newsted trying out? Have I ever showed that to you?
I've heard a little bit. I've definitely heard the Coyotes bass player, Scott Reeder.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, well, the second bass player that they had, you just hear his tracks and like how in the pocket he is, and it's like, it's no wonder you got that gig, dude. He's like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and he's like straight up in the pocket, playing his own lyrics. I'm like, dude, he has those songs mastered. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And they're doing them full speed too. Like James is screaming.
Yeah.
This is like '80s James Hetfield when he was at his vocal prime.
Well, he wasn't there to get a job. He was like an actual like fan of the band.
Yeah, he was like a fan, and he said that like tryouts started like, let's say at like I don't know, 1 or 2 p.m. or something. He said he was there at like 8 or 9. Like it just hour. He was literally the first dude there, like before anybody.
Yeah.
It reminded me of another story where it was Alice Cooper before he ever put out an album. He asked like Frank Zappa if he could be on his record label that he just started, and Zappa was like, "Okay, well, if you can be at my house tomorrow at 9 a.m. for an audition, I'll think about it." And they're like, "Okay." So then like Alice Cooper and the whole band like knocked on his door at 9 a.m. and Zappa like came to the door like in his pajamas. And he was like, "Well, I didn't expect you to actually do this, but if you're here to like at 9 a.m. to play rock music, then yeah, you can be on my label."
Yeah.
Like you don't even need to do the audition.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that Steve Vai. Steve Vai was like a backup for Zappa. You knew that, didn't you?
Yeah, he did like tablature, like he would
Really?
tap out his music.
Really?
Interesting.
Dude, that Halo 2. Have you seen that video of him producing Halo 2?
Yeah, like
Dude,
they
that shit
did
was
like
Have you seen that?
I haven't seen
it's a
that.
live recording of him playing the guitar in studio for that Halo 2 theme.
For the Halo 2 theme, and it's crazy.
Dude,
So we're
that
gonna
dive-
release a reaction video to the Halo 2 theme being wrote.
Your reaction, because Alex and I have seen it. I'm going to cut that part out if I make an actual reaction video. Because people have already told me, they're like, don't say you've heard this if you do it. So, hang on. Dude, this shit is crazy. So Alex, when we start this up, we gotta act like we haven't heard it before.
For the reaction.
I don't know. We definitely have, but John hasn't. So we have a point.
We'll just go off John's reaction here.
Yeah, I mean, John, me and him have played a lot of Halo 2, and he's never watched this video
At
before.
Progressive, we don't believe in a cookie-cutter approach to career growth and development.
Alright,
The roles within our walls are as unique and different as the people here.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start a screen recording here. Because I actually know how to do this now.
So ready.
Yeah, I'm learning new stuff.
Alright.
Uh-oh, here we go. He's floating, bro. He's floating.
That's crazy.
Oh, that classic dive bomb. Holy shit.
There's like immediate chills on that.
So much like expression in that shit. Oh, he's in that pocket, dude.
He's in there. I used to listen. I've heard this so many hours.
Oh, I know. It is that theme.
So many hours. We just need some light lobby music.
Yeah.
Drops this.
Hold my beer.
Woo. God damn, bro.
What was he on that day? This cat right here, he's a producer. I forget his name, but dude, he's produced a lot of different things. He can play bass. I think he plays bass.
The best money Bungie ever spent.
Dude, yeah, no shit. 2000s games were different, bro.
Took it for granted at the time,
crazy.
but it's like engraved into me now.
In the pocket.
Bro, he's doing swells.
In the pocket. Ooh.
Verizon is bringing the Super Bowl to 30 cities across the country with an experience like no other. Verizon Super Bowl Fan Fest. Right
Anyway, yeah, that's a little Halo 2 for you. Okay, so
Alright.
what else is new?
New? I was telling Alex I've been getting heavy in the psychedelic and noise rock.
Like what bands and stuff?
Few off the top. There's a band called Orb.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar.
It all kind of comes from like the Australian like psych rock scene.
Yeah.
Like King Gizzard, Orbs from Australia, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Let's turn that let's turn that Bluetooth on, and then I'll have you hook up and play some Orb, man. I'd like to hear it. I've never heard any Orb.
Honestly, with psych rock, it's more just like driving. Something you can just trance out to. You know?
Okay.
And we were also listening to the OCs, and it's funny, the OCs just announced some Australian dates where Orb's opening for them.
Ooh.
And whoever made the poster accidentally put The Orb. And
Turn some on your phone, Johnny.
that's another band that's like collaborated with David Gilmour of Pink Floyd.
Yep.
And they had to put in the description like, sorry, it's Orb, not The Orb.
How many minutes are we at? We're at 20 minutes, bro. We're plenty good. It shuts off after an hour for it.
There's a bunch real quick. Holy Wave, Flavor Crystals, or
Yeah, just throw one on.
Yeah, just play your
Warlock.
favorite.
Just throw one
all
on,
of
man.
them. They're all on there.
Listen to one.
Holy Wave.
So you get that keyboard, like organ going.
Yep.
How many people are in the band, John?
Ooh.
I don't know if you
I
said
don't know
that
if I can answer
research.
that one.
I can do a quick search here.
We need to know for research purposes.
I don't know if I can answer that one.
Cheers, boys.
The only reason I know is by creating stations
Yeah.
of similar music.
Similar music. Yeah, I do that too.
I definitely make Spotify playlists, but I don't have, like, is that an Apple Music thing?
Yeah. Like I said, just driving, trance kind of music.
It's got the organ going, the guitars has a lot of.
Even a little bit. It's like kind of like the Doors or something. I know
Yeah.
it's different, but just kind
Well,
of
I
the
mean,
Doors.
Organ and guitars.
I mean, the Doors are where all the psych rock bands get it from.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
Doors,
Get it
Pink
from
Floyd,
there.
the Beatles.
Yeah.
organ and guitar.
That's very Black Keys-esque, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And the drums are always just like deadpan loud.
Yep. That's how you know you're in the psych and noise realm. Name of the
Like-
playlist: Psychs and Noise.
Sights and noise.
Like-
yeah.
I don't know too much about playing guitar or bass, but I can like mess around on bass and come up with a psych rock thing. Because I just listen to so much of it that I like.
You just kind of know
You were
psych
talking about-
rock type beat.
You're talking about playing by ear. I know how to do it when I've got that groove.
The thing about playing songs too is it's like you play so many songs like of one specific person, you can kind of start to emulate their style.
Yeah. Yep. Want to hear the orb?
Let's hear the orb.
It's called Space Between the Planets.
So it's-
But I've been going heavy in them recently. Heavy.
I kind of guessed it. It's a three-piece band from. I'm not gonna pronounce it right. It's like Geelong, Australia.
Dude, that's a fucking dirty bass tone.
I like it, bro.
Man. Sounds like a Rickenbacker hooked up to a Big Muff or some shit. I don't know.
My dreams.
My dreams.
I have a
Gold.
I have a P bass plugged into a big muff.
Bro, that's like a double Big Muff. That's like a fucking
Yeah.
Dirty.
Big
dirty.
Muff ensemble.
I'm-
Dude, there's some shit going on with that bass. I'm telling you. As a sound guy, like pedals, bro, he's got multiple shit going on.
That's hilarious.
I told you I really want to get a distortion pedal, even though I already have a big muff.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They just plug a distortion.
Yeah,
stack it
you
with
can kind
a
of
big muff.
layer it up with the Big Muff, and a lot of pedals are work
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And some people say that's like too much, but I don't know. Some bands get their sound from that.
But I've been going heavy on this type of music recently. New for me was.
What is this? The Orb? What?
This is Orb, Space Between the Planets. Alex said 3-piece?
Yeah, three-piece
Triple
band.
shot trio potential.
Guitar, bass,
shit! No
drums.
shit! Who's playing organ?
It's probably overdubbed with the bass.
Yeah.
It's like one of those guys knows how to do both.
Oh yeah.
Unsaid.
Damn, those drum fills.
What about you, Alex? What you been listening to recently?
Recently, I've been listening to all the like King Gizzard tour soundboards because
Staying heavy on them, huh?
Do play us some King Gizzard. What's your favorite King Gizzard?
my favorite King Gizzard
Or just
song.
one of your favorites from one of your favorite albums. What's your favorite album?
My favorite album by him. It's probably Mind Fuzz. So play like
And what's a song that defines that album? That it like is that album? You
the
know what I
Mind
mean?
Fuzz Suite. So like we had John just play like the first song. I'm in your
Yeah,
mind.
first songs on an album
Yeah.
are usually pretty good.
I'm in your mind.
Fight me. Hang on.
It's an Apple Music problem. You wouldn't have it if it was on Spotify.
It's in Apple Music, bro.
I feel like I'm in fucking purgatory, floating through space, like awaiting my death or some shit right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm in your mind?
Yeah, first song.
Or I'm not in your mind?
I'm in your mind. It's got like this one's got like a punk driving beat.
Yeah.
I like the bass. He's got a really good groove.
Like when I think of this band and I like want to describe what they sound like, I usually play this song.
Okay.
And it's hard to say for this song because it's a 4-part song. But I mean like that just adds on to it, you know.
Should I hold this up to the camera for you?
Yeah.
If you
Like
want.
I said?
So, put them on.
Like you see that cover too. Like
It'll autofocus when you get it so close. A little close.
Alex, current picks.
Hell yeah. Thank you, John.
I would recommend it to anybody who hasn't heard the band. And again, like not as much of that Warp song, but the production is so like free, has like a big sound.
Yeah.
I love it.
Love it.
Have you tried to learn these guys on drums?
Oh yeah, I can play this beat on drums.
Can you?
Yeah, maybe not like
The whole song.
like I said, it's like a 4-part song, so it goes on for a while.
Can you play at least this part?
Yeah.
Say it to me.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's definitely one of the easier songs to learn from them. Like some of the songs have a much harder time signature.
What is this, 4/4 or what?
I'm not like a master of time signatures. I should be being a drummer.
12/4.
12/4.
It's just like lateralis.
I feel like if you're gonna count up to 12, you gotta go by 8.
You know who is addicted to time signatures? Jacob Patron.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's so interested.
Look.
I mean, he's a big Tool fan, so you know he's like, it has to be in 7/8.
Yeah.
Has to be.
I'm like, Jacob, let's just worry about playing the one song. Anyway, I'm trying to think what else we got going on, really. The book.
The book? Oh yeah, the book you've been reading.
Well, I haven't read it in a little while.
Well, I mean, everybody's got like the book they're reading at the same time. I've been reading more comics.
I mean, if you look at this motherfucker, this is the front of it. I mean, I'm mostly through it. You know what I mean? I'm mostly through it.
I really dig the marker.
Oh
As
yeah,
the
I always have the
bookmark.
shittiest book markers, dude, and it's like probably fucking up the spine of the book. But yeah, I mean this, dude. The reason I have this though is because I take notes. So
what you reading?
the name of the book is the Creative Act: The Way of Being by Rick Rubin. So this is kind of like the creative's Bible, and I go to it. And it just talks about different things, like you know how people have writer's block or get stuck, and dude, there's so much like knowledge in this book. Like you could read it one time through and only like know a couple things. Like if you read a book every time or read this through every time, you'd pick up something different every time. But
Hell yeah.
I just find it's good for like inspiration. If I see something in there, I'll light it up with the highlighter. So like, let's just. I'm looking for something I highlighted here.
I saw one page so far.
Yeah, I've
like right there.
There you go.
Okay, so like, here, that's a really good quote. I'll come back to that. So like, all art is a work in progress. It's helpful to see the piece we're working on as an experiment. Whatever the result, we will receive useful information that will benefit the next experiment. So going on saying, it might not be perfect or it might not be as good as somebody's art, but we're going to use this knowledge that we've gained from this and we can apply it to the next one, and we'll learn something from the next one too. You know, that's so just learn one thing at a time from each thing. So YouTube videos, songs, whatever. You know. If you start from the position that there is no right or wrong, so like what you're doing, you're like, oh, this fucking sucks. Don't think of it like that. Or even if you're getting in your head like, damn, that's really good or whatever. Like, there is no good, there is no bad. Creativity is free play with no rules. It's easier to submerge yourself joyfully in the process of making things. So like, enjoy the process. There is no right, there is no wrong. It's not like math. You know, you're gonna do the problem wrong. Don't think of it that way. You know, so we're not playing to win. We're playing to play. But this right here, this next line, this speaks to me because oftentimes, you know, you face a lot of critics who like judge the things you do, or they have something to say about the things you do, and you're like, I'm trying to hang on. So there's this artist, and she's just like doom and gloom, like, oh, I'll never be good. I'll never be, you know. I'll never live up to this, live up to that, and you know, people, you know, a lot of people would reassure him, but Rick Rubin's process, he says, it's fine. You don't have to ever make music again. There's nothing wrong with that. Just stop if it's not making you happy. It's a choice. So instead of going with it, he's going against it. But oftentimes, is what happens is they snap. It kind of pisses them off, like lights a fire under them. Like a true creative, you're like, fuck you, you know, I'm going to try to create something is better than nothing. So, but, and he says, ultimately your desire to create must be greater than your fear of it. So, like, I don't know, people, you know, you're like, oh, I want to release this video, but oh, I have this and that, and I need to make this perfect, and it's like, just release the fucking video. You know what I mean? I mean, just release this song. Let people say whatever they want. You know what I mean? Because once you release this to the universe, it's not yours anymore. It's theirs to interpret it and do what they want. That doesn't mean you were wrong, and you'll probably listen to it and be like, you know, you can grow from it. But it's just one piece of art. Like, think of it like a chapter in a book. Just one piece of art that you put out. Okay, don't hold on to it so tightly, and don't be so scared to release things and do things. So I don't know, man. Yeah, I highly recommend you guys get this book, man. This really is a game changer on just creating, and it's kind of helped my mindset as far as like when I'm releasing YouTube videos. Like, I'm stuck on this one, perfecting it, but in my head I'm like, oh, I can do all this stuff, but it's getting to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do one or two more things. I'm just gonna release it because I've spent a lot of time on it. It just needs to get put out there. It's time. Views or no views, it just needs to fucking go out there. So, you guys got anything to say about that?
No, I think that's definitely just a good way of looking at things. You know, there's always room to improve. Just get it out there.
What do you think?
That's what it's all about, man. Just getting it out there. Honestly, it makes me think of art when, like, painting. It's whatever you create is it.
Like the most beautiful paintings you've probably ever seen. Like, there's probably been artists in their head, like, just fucking killing themselves over a small detail. When you think something's so beautiful, they're killing themselves, and it's like, dude, that painting is a masterpiece, but in their head it's not. So, like, what it's and he talks about that in his book too. He's like, it's good to, like, if you're releasing music or whatever, to get another set of ears or another set of eyes, whatever you're doing, to have them kind of go over it. They'll discover things that you haven't seen about it before.
Dude, I call it filler music when a band releases, like, an album that's like, they had this fire album, it just came out, then they release this, and you're like, meh, okay.
I was just thinking about that earlier, is I picked up that Arcs album from 2023, and then I was like, the Black Keys. I kind of like the reason why it took me so long to get back on it. I kind of fell off that train. It's like they put out an album in 2019, 2021, 2023 this year. I know 2024. It's not that year anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's just too much.
Too much, man. It's
and
a
at
lot.
the time though, like, yeah, it sounds shitty, but maybe that's what they had in them that they needed to get out of their system at the time, or like maybe that's who they were at the time, and like, you know, maybe to them it sounds good, you know, because it might sound good to them but not sound good to us. And another thing too he talks about in here is like revisiting things you do. So like, do something, watch it all the way through, fucking leave it alone for a couple days, come back to it, give it a re-listen, give it a rewatch, and you'll see different things about it that you could be like, oh, I could do that, or oh, I like that, or I don't like that. You know. So anyway, really good book. You see how much I have this shit painted up.
Right, really good book. Okay.
Trying to think here. I'm just gonna say probably one or two more, and then we can move on.
Okay.
Okay. The artist's goal is not merely to produce, but to make the finest work they're capable of. The business thinks in terms of quarterly earnings and production schedules. The artist thinks in terms of timeless excellence. That's pretty deep, isn't it?
That's pretty fucking deep. That's pretty deep.
So, anyway, that's just a book. But, man, I tell you, and I've heard him talk before, and he talks about, like, think about like what you know and how much information there is in the universe. Like, even if you're like astute at something, like everybody knows close to nothing.
Yeah.
So you doing something versus like me, an expert, like we know close to nothing. So even Rick Rubin, you know, he's released timeless albums and stuff, and he's like, I know nothing. It's like, dude, what do you mean? You made all these albums. Like, I know nothing. He was like, people pay me for their perception to see that they think that I'll do high quality work. And I'm like, whoa.
Damn.
You know, he said something like that. I don't know if it was like verbatim, but yeah. Interesting book, interesting dude. Rick Rubin, The Creative Act, A Way of Being. So, do we have anything else?
Not much else for me, man.
Yeah.
We got the freestyle. We got the freestyle out of the
I
way.
think we're good there.
Well, cheers, boys.
To the freestyle series.
Until we see you next time, this is the Triple Shot Trio. Like, subscribe, share. This is our in-person. We've been experimenting a little bit. We hope to get to 50 subscribers soon so we can start streaming. So, if you're watching this video, please subscribe. It helps us, and it helps us get our content out there, and we can start streaming.
Yeah.
So, which is what we want to do.
Yep.
So, anyways, till next time.
Till next time.